back. We about to do a reaction video. What's happening? What's happening? Melanated Earth and the Gunline podcast. You dig? My boy, Uriah. UB, baby, UBTV. A good reaction right here. Not even a reaction, just I'm just gonna, sit back and learn and talk my little stuff. But man, I just love the way he break down videos and might not even be able to get through the whole thing. It's an hour and 43 minutes long, so y'all gonna roll with me. If not, I'll have his link in the description. You go on ahead and check him out for yourself. You did? All right, we about to crank on up. Let's go. UB. Let's go, boy.
This series is dedicated to Brother Steve Coakley.
Demand a list of potential black informants and troublemakers. That's boule action.
That's boule action. Tell us, Steve.
Boule action.
Tell us.
It then says that Robert Church of Memphis, Tennessee, who's the first black millionaire in America. Remember, the first black millionaire in America was a spy.
God damn, y'all. Sorry. He about to break it down. I just love how he do that. The first black millionaire in America was a spy. That hurt, man. It hurts because we know that we was all sold. It's all sellouts. I don't mean sold and slavery, man. I don't mean that. I mean, you sold out. You sold your people out. Black Boule. Come on, man. LeBron got it tatted on his chest. You sold your people out. They give you all the riches. But at what cost? It's roughly 50 million black folks, melanated folks in America. How the hell we got billionaires and we ain't all, in some type of program with us? Why are we still what are we doing? It's only 50 million of us, y'all. They got billions. Okay. All right, UB, you always get me going, man. Let me go back a little bit, 5 seconds.
Millionaire in America was a spy.
Love it.
I tried to cut my remarks down, but after all, I'm a Negro Baptist preacher, Nobody can control a Negro Baptist preacher. Even God sometimes can.
That's funny, huh? Okay. Let's go. Because we got that energy, that's what he's saying. Hey, that boy Dave Tripper is killing it. Oh, y'all see this dancing, man? Y'all see us just living, blowing that trumpet? Okay. We got it. For some reason, I don't never understand how we're okay with being a talent. A lot of times, we're the product, and they own us. It's not. They be like, man. A lot of people say, I could never be a slave. What the fuck is you right now, dog? What you is right now? What? Because you got some money? Come on, man. Come on. We don't got our own, man. We don't have our own. Come on, man. He be getting me going. He ain't even crunk up yet. He ain't even said nothing yet. I'm already ready. Look at that picture. Got me irritated. It's the NAACP. Yeah. Look at that face. Yeah. Tell him, Muhammad. I don't care what none of y'all say. I know he was, when he knew, he did what he did. Try to let us know. Y'all see that black face shit hitting me off. Black child. Fighting this fucking war. love it, y'all, because he gives you the visual so that you can get in the zone. Y'all see I'm in the zone. I'm ready. I'm ready for some knowledge now. Let's go. Come on. Give me some UB, baby. Let's go. Load it up, baby. Want this. Okay, hold on. The white face of Black Power. Damn, that's powerful. The white face of Black Power. Let's get it. Come on. Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Oh, Roy Wilkins, he's on his last legs. And Phil Randolph, who was a great man, he's very ill. And there was no one left except their old Martin Luther. And Martin came down to confess his sins to Big Daddy.
As the saying goes, never expect something from someone tomorrow they could have done yesterday. So what exactly do so-called black people expect to be given to them?
That nigga's, hey, yeah. You can't expect something from somebody tomorrow if they ain't give you nothing yesterday. Yeah. They ain't never gave us shit. Y'all notice they give our land away. They just keep giving it away. They keep bringing, it's the same play over and over. Everybody come to America. Come on. Everybody. It's our land, man. It's our land. They done came in and then they're trying to push us out. Let's go, UB. Let me go back a little
From
bit.
the children of their ancestors, black people expect could have done yesterday.
Sins to Big Daddy.
As the saying goes, never expect something from someone tomorrow they could have done yesterday. So what exactly do so-called black people expect to be given to them from the children of their ancestors' supposed oppressors? Is there any black power that could be given from the hand of whites?
No.
How many currently...
Drake. They gave him us. White folks gave us Drake. But guess what? He stuck out like a sore-ass thumb, didn't it? He ain't messed with the rest of the fingers. He couldn't ball the fist. He just like this here. Come on.
living white people today are actually responsible for the oppression of blacks, regardless if they have reaped benefits from that circumstance. The real question should be asked: do Negroes in America truly have the power to build for themselves independently without any interference from whites?
Motherfucking hell yeah.
Who or what stands in the way of black self-determination?
We stand in the way. Hold on. Chill on that, player. Do not buy where you will not be hired. I know that's right. How you working in a damn hotel that costs all this bread and you can't even stay in it? But nah, man, go back. Hold on. Because, man, UB, man, he be getting me, man.
Themselves independently without any interference from whites?
Hell yes.
Who or what stands in the way of black self-determination?
Our mind.
These are just some of the questions that plague the conscious black philosophical thought. At the forefront of this philosophical discussion is the unavoidable question of slavery, which seems to mold the essence of the so-called black experience. A philosophy of past oppression based in colorism has been drilled into the psyche of the world and accepted as a foregone truth.
Stop. Y'all look at this picture, y'all. You see, it's children out there. Children. You have to understand, if somebody was to take you and tell you to do some very, very hard work, damn 23 hours a day, as an adult, you ain't gonna do it. That's who they kill off with the shotguns and all that there. And the only ones they keep is the ones that follow the rule to the law, to their law. Don't that sound like a job? Prison. So they keep that one, them older ones, and the rest of everybody really be children. And then you raise them up in that, so then they don't know no better for real. This is how they get. They it's all mind game, y'all. It's all in your head. Let's go. Come on.
The term black experience has been used as a catch-all phrase, perpetuating the amalgamation of individual experiences from different people, from different areas at different times, into a single homogeneous background, reducing the experiences of an entire people into a Mark Twain novel or a Spielberg plantation epic. But we all know this is far from the truth.
Whoa.
The so-called Black American experience.
Man, sorry. Slave auction block, huh? On this site, slaves were sold and bought. But we changed it to human and people. Because that's what we is. Why y'all trying to... It's a mind game, y'all. They get in our head. They got us thinking we slaves. If you think you a slave, you will be one. But if you feel like you the master, things change. The mind is powerful, yo. Straight up. Let's go.
The so-called Black American experience is a well-manufactured curriculum that has been packaged and sold to the world by the hidden hand of the powers that be. A purposeful perversion, a corrupt concoction, a calculated Carter G. The miseducation of the Negro, if you will, is at the top of their agenda. And as history recalls, many of the greatest Black leaders in American history were puppeteered by that secret master of that agenda.
Damn.
Indubitably at the center of this.
Okay, so again, they raised one up. He doesn't know any better. He knows their way. They teach him their way. That one. That token. They teach him. Then he come after us. You see what I'm saying? Come on.
Issue is race and the role it plays in the social strata of American history. Our ideas about the American past are black and white and less accurate than Angel Reese from 3 Feet. Much of that black and white past is centered around the African slave trade. But has this...
Dude, look at this stupid Hey, Dane Calloway, thank you for waking a lot of folks up. It's been years. I've been following you for years, homie. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You mean to tell me you fit people... Damn, man, we'll believe anything. I got people arguing with me today that'll tell me, yeah, I'm pretty sure we came from Africa. I'll be like, how? On the slave ships. I'm like, damn. You saying ship, but it was actually a boat. You know, ships got engines. This is a boat. With all these millions of motherfuckers that who gonna row the boat? It's a sailboat. All right, let's go.
Narrative been embellished to the point of supreme fallacy. Now imagine for a second that the entire narrative was indeed a fabrication. Wouldn't that be something else?
That's what it is. So what they're showing you right here is Roots. This picture of Roots. Now Roots was a project that they spent. It was the highest budget of for its time. For a very long time. I think they spent like between $2 and $3 million to create this. This movie was put together to piss you off. Piss us off. Piss us off. Why? So it'll sink in that we ain't nothing. And at the end of the day, we can be as mad as we want. Better go and do what Master say. That's us. Yeah. Y'all see him? Y'all see the high cheekbone? Huh? You see him? Fuck, stop playing with me, man. It's our land, man. It's our land. You know what I'm saying? They want to turn us. They want to turn us. You know, they won't even let it be the Redskins no more. You got to be the Commanders. It's the Redskins. Red skin, man. You see what they're trying to get rid of? The high cheekbone. You see it? They trying to make us look like some damn Eskimos. Some Alaskans or some shit. I don't know. I don't even know what them folks look like. They got all that straight, stringy hair. That ain't us, man. This us. It's always been us. Long. You know what I'm saying? When I take this out, it's here. It's what we in 25 now? It's been 5 years. How I do all this in 5 years? Huh? Come on with it. Translation. I got to go back. So when you go back, you see what we look like. You see us right here, right? Melanated. Okay? Hunters. Like got some bows and arrows, right? Okay? And I'm going to tell you something. It's hard to get some of them feathers. To me, the feathers represent the fact that they train the birds. You ain't gonna just get no. I got bird feeders. You know what I'm saying? That's weird, huh? I still mess with the birds. But I got bird feeders, right? And I hardly ever see a feather. And they be fighting. You get one every once and again. They got a whole head of them, right? Melanated. Red skin. Copper color. Now you fast forward here. Go back to Africa, Negroes. We done let them come. We let them come here, and then they want to kick us out. Man. It's wild, yo. Cause it's still happening. It's still happening. I don't care what it is. We start breakdancing. We put the cardboard on the floor, on the concrete. Y'all remember that? Put the cardboard out so we don't rip up our shirt. And we start doing some crazy stuff, right? Ticking, doing all that, right? Turn around, I'm looking in the Olympics. I'm like, what am I looking at? Where we at? They kick us out, man. Hip hop. I don't know what that is on the radio right now. That ain't no hip hop except Kendrick. You dig? Kendrick and a few more. I can't listen to the radio, so I can't tell you. I can't even try to listen to it. It won't. It don't do it for me no more. Y'all got too negative. You feel me? I like the music when we're talking about uplifting each other and getting these fuckers out of our fucking country. This is our country, man. They got us paying taxes on our land. Yo! They got us paying taxes on our land. Okay, come on. My bad, UB. My bad, dog. I ain't gonna be able to get in the video. I don't know how much time I got on that camera recording. Y'all bleed that shit. What's that say? Back to Africa. Negro improvement meets for... I can't read it. It's really dark. Reclamation of African for Americans. You stole us. You sold us. You owe us. And we still ain't got no fucking reparation shit. Giving them to everybody else, though. You know, if Asians come over here, they get a $500,000 loan just to start a business. All other, man, I'm telling y'all, it's the same play. I ain't gonna get through this video, man, because UB be killing them, dude. I'm gonna have to watch it. But it's the same play. They run the same damn play on us every time. They run the same play. I see freedom now. I see us. You know, you get a few white folks that want to help you out. You know what I'm saying? I got some good homies that's white people, man. But you know, they ain't finna switch spots. I ain't gonna call the name out, but I bet you they want to switch spots with me. I bet you they want to switch spots. I bet you their grandparents want to switch spots with my grandparents. You see, it was convenient for them. You know, when they put the plan together to steal our land, somebody had it's a yin and yang to everything. They got to turn us against each other. They're just working magic. You know, it's always got to be a up. If there's a down, you gotta have a left, but you can't have left without right, because what the fuck would left be? You gotta have a right so it balance out. You know, if you're looking at I don't know, light pole, and you got one light, and you got another light. Both lights bright, but what's holding it up? The pole in the middle, right? That's your trinity. They got to turn them against each other. And they working the magic in the middle. That's them. Excuse me. They make the enemy white, but it's I'm telling you, man, they the people who came here, the Britons are coming and all that shit, they were criminals. They learned how to work this magic. It's hard to not fall for it. I don't like Black and Red. Hell, I don't know none of Black and Red songs. Or Below Rilla or Go, whoever the hell. I don't know none of that. But I know, why do I know her name? I'm making fun of her. Yeah, I'm calling her Black and Red. I don't care. Yes, I refuse to call her the real name because, I mean, what the fuck she doing? You gonna have some damn, I ain't even finna go there. But I'm saying, the first millionaire was a spy. Who the hell you think he was spying on? Us, motherfucker. Dude, look at us. We begging. Equal rights for all. No. Us. They already got shit. You know, and man, with these
hangs up in them foundations. It said right on the wall, don't feed the teachers. Yeah. And then the subline is feed the dumb and the ambitious. Sure. Now, Julius Rosenwald became a trustee of the Rockefeller Foundation in 22 after distributing more than $4 million or less out of his pocket to build schools for Southern blacks.
Quote.
That man spent $4 million to build schools for us. Why? You know we was against schools. I hope y'all know that. Like, we didn't want schools. We had communities. We had our own. We was teaching our own. Reach one, teach one. You know, it take a village to raise a kid. Yeah, everybody got to give them some. You know, you go over there and you ain't plow the yard right. Hey, bro, that message get back home, or not even got back home yet. Uncle saw you up the street messing up. Hey, nephew. Oh, it ain't over with. Come on. Now your big brothers and sisters. Everybody getting you. Oh, you ain't even got the mom yet. Oh, mom crazy. Oh, mom finna lay that wood down, right? Because see, mom hurt. Mom hurt because you know why mom hurt? Because she seen what is the breakdown and she see you going down the same path. So she gonna give you some of that love punishment. Oh, but then you get the old dad, old Pops. And Pops the only one that can wring your neck the right way, you know what I'm saying? To straighten your ass out. And control that testosterone, you feel me? Yeah. And they got us in schools, sitting in a damn box. Get out the box, man. They got us sitting in the box. Sitting at a box, a table. We sitting at a box. We ain't in nature no more where there ain't no shapes and nothing. We right here in this box. And gotta listen to this motherfucker who don't even know me. Who is this motherfucker, man? Why I gotta listen to him? For what? See how they taught us their way? Look around now. Now you want your kid in school. You'll argue about that shit right now. Man, let me let my boy talk, man.
Quote from the New York Times. Roots' plagiarism suit is settled. Alex Haley just settled a lawsuit yesterday by acknowledging that his world-renowned book, Roots, contains some material from a relatively unknown novel about slavery that was published 9 years earlier. The settlement ended a 6-week trial of a suit by Harold Courtlander, a 70-year-old author from Bethesda, Maryland, who contended that there were substantial similarities between Roots and his own earlier novel, The African. He sued in federal district court in Manhattan for more than half the profits of Roots. As the trial was about to reach a climax, with summations by opposing lawyers, they issued the following statement. The suit has been amicably settled out of court. Alex Haley acknowledges and regrets that vacious materials, and it does say vacious, even though it's supposed to say various. Alex Haley acknowledges, and this is the New York Times, and if this is supposed to be an accurate representation of what the paper was, don't edit vacious out. Yes, there was a misspelling in the New York Times, just in case you think all this shit's typed. Alex Haley acknowledges and regrets that various materials from The African by Harold Courtlander found their way into his book, Roots. I regret that I stole your shit. Under the agreement to settle, the amount of money that will be paid to Mr. Courtlander and his publisher, Crown, was not disclosed, but the nature of the case made it seem that the amount would be hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, Alex Haley is the person who wrote the autobiography of Malcolm X. This is Black history, African slave propaganda of the highest order. Pun intended. Mr. Freemason Alex Haley. Yes, Mr. Haley is a Freemason, but I'm not pointing to a larger conspiracy. I'm not saying the Freemasons forced him to write a stolen archive. I would like to think that the Masons write their own shit and don't steal. But anyway. Well, all right. That was a stupid statement. Never mind. The defendants in the suit were Mr. Haley and his publishers Doubleday and Dare. The American Broadcasting Company, ABC, which televised Roots, was dropped as a defendant by mutual agreement earlier in the trial. Oh, was dropped. Hey, man, listen, you can go after the publishers, but don't go after ABC, all right? Well, right, that is a hair too far. Roots rapidly became enormously successful after it was published in 1976. It won a Pulitzer Prize. A Pulitzer Prize for plagiarism. Wow. Sold millions of copies and produced a series of television programs that exerted a powerful impact throughout the country. In contrast, The African only sold 14,000 copies in hardcover and 130,000 in paperback during the several years after its publication in 1967. Woo! You know, that nigga was hot. He's like, this nigga Alex Haley done stole my story, got the shit on TV, made all this money. And I only sold, 14,000 copies is, I feel like that's strong.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And 130,000 paperback. So there are people who had already read the story. Mm-hmm. And I wonder, like, when the people who had read The African watched Roots, they were like, man, okay, I know this story. It's based off, it's called The African. They must have just renamed it. Roots. Yeah, I know the guy who wrote this. Alex Haley. Nah, it was another guy. Some Corlander guy. No, this is a Haley, bro. This is black. This is black excellence right here, my nigga. What you mean, Corlander? Is Corlander a white guy? I don't know. He probably is a white guy. Judge Robert J. Ward, who conducted the trial without a jury, proposed a settlement a few weeks ago after Mr. Corlander's lawyer, Robert N. Kaplan, presented the case for the plaintiffs. But all ABC has to say is this is a fictional story that was once plagiarized by Alex Haley. This is a fictional, they can put it right at the beginning of the movie. Roots, fictionalized story, plagiarized by Alex Haley. And then just keep it moving.
That shit was powerful when it came out. My mama, man, she reminded me how pissed off everybody was when that movie came out.
After the negotiations on the proposal broke down, the defense lawyers moved for a mistrial, arguing that the judge had proposed a settlement for an amount they had rejected. The amount was not disclosed, but the defense lawyers said it raised a question about whether the judge could continue the trial with impartiality. Judge Ward, stressing his impartiality, ruled that the trial would continue. He had made it clear at the opening of the trial that the key issue would be whether there is substantial similarity between Roots and the earlier The African. So they were trying to get the judge kicked out of here because they didn't like his proposal. They were like, we rejected his proposal. We just think that he'll hold that over us and it won't be a fair trial. A similar case was dismissed last September by another judge, Marvin E. Frankel, who ruled there were only insignificant similarities between Roots and a 1966 novel called Jubilee that had been written by Margaret Walker Alexander, a professor at Jackson State College in Mississippi. Wow. This is somebody else. Professor at Jackson State.
That's somebody else, dog.
He plagiarized a black woman and a white man. She didn't win her case, though. There were only insignificant similarities because the most significant were the white men. That's crazy. He has been given a creative CDL license to write whatever the fuck he wants. The book by Dr. Alexander, who is one of the country's most respected black writers, was based on what she described as the true story of her great-grandmother. She said her book depicted black life in Georgia before, during, and after the Civil War.
Okay.
Her suit, which was filed in Manhattan in April 1977, alleged that parts of Roots had been largely copied from her book. At the same time, Mr. Corlander reported that Roots contained some striking similarities to his books, and he filed his suit the next month. Mr. Corlander is a novelist who has written 27 books, many of them drawing heavily on folklore. He is not Black. His book, The African, is a novel that explores the transitions of Africans from tribal freedom to plantation slavery. It's all propaganda here. Possibly the only true story is Dr. Alexander's story. Shortly before both copyright infringement suits were filed, the Sunday Times of London reported that its investigation by Mark Ottaway had raised many questions about the factual basis of the African portion of Mr. Haley's account of his ancestors' journey from what is now Gambia to slavery in America. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we got a ton of questions about that. We can go look at the database and let's see what ship he was on. Yeah, this is how they got from Gambia to America. Yes, a true story. Okay. Now we're digging into it. Mm-hmm. We know it's bullshit. Now when you hear these slave narrative, these slave ship narratives, we know they've all been put up to a task, or they put themselves up to a task. I'm gonna write a slave story. And this is what happened on the boat. And this is what happened when they arrived at port. And this is where they went. The slave narrative has so many angles that the fictional possibilities are infinite. Just ask Mr. Haley. Mr. Haley had conceded that parts of Roots were fictionalized, but he denied that he had knowingly made any factual errors. He defended his book about his ancestors as a symbolic history of a people. Oh, whoa, we gotta backtrack. He got a moonwalk on that shit, right? Hold on. This is a symbolic history of a people, all right? This isn't about my people per se. It's about a people in general. In the case of the African, Mr. Berger argued for the defense that Roots was the result of a colossal research effort by Mr. Haley. He added that there was no substantial similarity between the two books within the meaning of the copyright law. Mr. Haley, testifying in his own defense, vehemently denied that he had taken any of the plot or characters in Roots from the African. He said that his book was based on the story of my own maternal family through 7 generations from Africa to America. Oh, you mean the story that he obviously lied about? No. This is my history, okay? Although it is fictionalized, it's also true. According to Mr. Haley, who was 57 years old, or who was then 57 years old, and lives in Los Angeles, he had never even heard of the African until after Roots had been published. Oh, but he conceded, here we go, but he conceded that 3 brief passages in his book had apparently come from an earlier book. The passages are identified by Mr. Haley as references to Kunta, I guess maybe Kunta Kinte's, Kunta's grandfather on page 225 of Roots. Kunta awakening more lighthearted on page 321, and a camp meeting on page 369. He explained that someone must have given the passages to him without attributing them to the African. Hold on. Wait. Someone gave you the passages that you put in your book without attributing, and they didn't attribute them to the African? So did you attribute the passages to the person who gave you the passages? Let's get to the root. Let's get to the root of the culprit. The root. Many people gave him handwritten notes and other material while he was doing his extensive research. You know, on the boat from Gambia to America, tracing the course. Mr. Haley said, many people gave him handwritten notes and other material while he was doing his extensive research, Mr. Haley said. And student volunteers went through some of the material to find anything that might be useful to him. Student volunteers. Somewhere, he added, somebody gave me something that came from the African. That's the best, honest explanation I can give. That sounds totally honest. Somewhere, somebody gave me something
Your sarcasm
that was stolen, and ended up in my book. that I apparently wrote about my family. The three passages mentioned by Mr. Haley were cited by Mr. Kaplan, the lawyer for the plaintiffs, who also referred to a number of other passages that had allegedly been copied. An example cited by Mr. Kaplan concerned a field call used by plantation slaves in the African. He said the key words are, well, yoo-hoo, aho, don't you hear me calling you? A similar incident occurred in the Roots manuscript. He continued, and it says, from the road, not long after the field hands heard a rising, lingering sing-song, yoo-hoo, aho, spelled the same way, don't you hear me calling you? End quote from the New York Times. Roots' plagiarism suit is settled. I wonder if there are any other slave narratives that are supposedly based upon true stories that have turned out to be complete lies. There's one thing when you call it fiction. It's another thing when you call it history.
What's your name? Kunta.
Going in, don't it? Going in.
Real talk. The institution of slavery was not a reality for all so-called black folks, especially going up into the War of 1812. Between 1790 and 1860, the slave population statistics skyrocketed by 5 times the original number. But we've been taught to believe that this was some Hollywood blockbuster from shore to shackles, the 2-week conquest of Africa and America, when in reality, the South had only entirely been conquered for about 50 years before emancipation, meaning people who had deep South roots, who ended up in slavery, had not experienced slavery for 300 years. The total colonization
My bad, y'all. I'm just getting a close look at this because he got the map up. Of course, y'all can see. So
may have taken that long, but most of the first slaves in mainland America came from territories in America around the oldest port cities along the eastern seaboard, from places like Tidewater, Virginia, coastal areas in the Carolinas like Georgetown and Charleston, and other areas like New Orleans, as I have previously mentioned. For example, the Tuscarora, the Yamasee, the Temuca, and the Appalachie were sold out of Port Charleston in the early 1700s.
Man, look at all the people they've removed, man. They're my people, man. The Chickasaw, the Choctaw, Creek, the Cherokee. Them high cheekbones, man. Them high cheekbones. That's us. Let's go.
As slaves. Remember that the influx of slaves onto the American census wasn't until after the end of the transatlantic slave trade in 1808. That number was a result of the wars with the Indians. And despite all this, there was still a significant portion of Negroes, aka Indigenous Americans, aka free colored people who had never been enslaved. Most of those people never made the history books, but a special few did.
Hey, we gave this up. We gave up sharecropping, getting in the fields. For what? Grocery store. So we used to put our hard work in, but look at all that what we had. We weren't starving. We had some food. I find it funny that the manipulation tactics, they're so far ahead. Imagine what they're doing right now. Like, they had us tilling land. We knew how to do all that stuff. We don't even want to do it no more. You know? We don't even want to do it no more. I grow my own veggies. I grow my own fruit. You know what I'm saying? But as a whole, we'd rather eat some type of fast food or something. Yeah. 4 glass. Oh my God. It says drink 4 glasses of milk a day. Ain't that poison? All right, a little break right there. We back. Let's go. Oh, no, that's what I was saying. They literally telling us. They got us teaching us drink 4 glasses of milk. Milk a day? From a beast? You see how they do us? They want us to drink 4 glasses of milk a day. They poisoning us early. So look, we like I said, we was tilling, we was working that farm. And you know, they got us off the farm. They didn't want us in the farms because we could feed ourselves. Anything we can do ourselves, they didn't want. They like, well, shit, we'll just put a grocery store there. We got to get a petition signed first. But what we'll do is because you know they've been controlling the weather since Vietnam, whether y'all know that or not. You know, when they made it rain like that. But what they'll do is they send a frost, just like they're controlling the weather now. I mean, come on, man, them fires weren't real. They was real, but they was set on fire in Maui, in Cali. Come on, these floods, man. You get the right speakers and you play the right frequency. You can start a whole tornado. You can start a whole hurricane. That's what they do. This is what they do. Okay, you can look this stuff up. This ain't no theory to this. This is conspiracy. It is. Ain't no theory. No. Look at how, look how frustrated they look. They look frustrated. Right? You know why they look frustrated? Because you're in a box. You're sitting down at a box. The desk is a box. Hey, you know what the new boxes are? These shits. Look at them. Oh, because they rectangle? No, these the new boxes. You in a box. You know how they say you got to get out of the box? Think outside the box. Outside the box. Hell, the laptop I'm on is a box. It's another box. The door you walk through is a box. Think about it. It's a bunch of boxes. Nature ain't got no boxes, yo. Straight up, show me a fucking square in a tree. Show it to me. It ain't there, man. You know, when we do the pavement, it's all nice and smooth. Some concrete layer. You know what I'm saying? Vouch for this right here. When you lay that concrete, it's all nice and smooth, ain't it? Nice and straight lines. Mm-hmm. But when that root, what happened when that root from that big ass tree overpower your little concrete you just laid? That shit jagged as fuck, right? Like jagged edge, right? It's jagged. Like what? Lightning, right? Nature. Look at roots. All the roots, they jagged. Everything in nature, there's nothing straight. There's no straight lines, yo. If you see a straight line, it was man-made. Let's go. Oh, that's right. Get up. Sit. Okay, God, that's so good. All right, y'all. Shit. Again, just so I can get this home, because I ain't gonna be able to go through this whole thing. My camera I gotta set it up because that thing will go for some hours straight. But anyway, real quick. The whole idea is this. You break them, right? They broke our minds by they killed us all. The adults, except the ones would listen to them in their way, and they rose up our children. They raised our children. They threw religion at them and all that stuff. That's why they believe it. So they believe it, man. Don't get it twisted, man. We got our own beliefs, but they gave us their beliefs. You dig? So once they gave us their beliefs, they took us away from nature. They put us in tennis shoes to get our feet off the ground. We was grounded. They put rubber on the bottom of that shoe. That's like the opposite of grounded, man. Why they do that? You know what I'm saying? And what we do with everything. We make everything dope, don't it? Michael Jordan shoes, you know what I'm saying? We got the best shoes, but it's the best way to not be grounded. A person that kill you over them shoes. Come on. Unalive. A person unalive you over them shoes. Hey, day tripping, boy, you be going hard, boy. You're like, oh, yo, that's right, nigga. Run.
Unbeknownst to myself, was being flushed out by competing powers around the mayor who just happened to have been the head of the Boule. I didn't know it then. I didn't have the damn grid to fit over what I was seeing.
Damn.
Throughout this series, we have discussed both the Boule and Prince Hall Freemasons and the differences between the two. Although there are connections between the organizations, they are not exclusively tied to one another. Yes, Prince Hall Freemasons could be members of Boule, and yes, members of Boule could be members of Prince Hall, but their origins, contributions, and affiliations are individually unique to each group. The origins of Prince Hall Freemasons extend much further back in history than do the origins of Boule. The first Prince Hall lodges opened in the late 1700s, whereas the Boule was not established as an organization until the early 1900s.
Like a knockoff version, you know what I'm saying? Okay, come on.
With all this being said, there were other organizations that more resemble the characteristics of the Boule that are much older than the Boule, such as the Brown Fellowship Society of Charleston and the Free African Society of Philadelphia. There is a subtle racial undertone of inequality between these two groups. Prince Hall Freemasonry was exclusively for black men.
Notice that Boule on the right. That's what your boy got tatted across his chest, LeBron. We see you. Hey, man, we see you. You in there?
However, the stipulations upon race qualified any black person with a small percentage of Negro blood to be included as a member.
Look like me right there. That look like, see, this what they do. They get us. That look like me, man. That look like fam. If we looking at the video here together, right? If you go, man with the brim hat, go to his left, and the next dude over. That look like my uncle. That looked like my granddad. Damn. Cheekbone. We there. Is that Marcus Garvey in the back? A young one? Hey, man. I can't say how because we in this box. So I can't say how they do it. Because they still doing it. You know, I would like to feel like in my mind, I would like to feel like you couldn't do me like that.
This was the first distinction between Prince Hall Freemasons and regular accepted Masons of the Grand Lodge. Prince Hall Freemasonry was somewhat exclusively for black men, though the membership criteria allowed individuals with very small percentages of black ancestry to join.
That dude, if y'all can, this dude ain't. And him either. Stop playing with me.
This marked a significant difference between Prince Hall Masons and regular Masons of the Grand Lodge, particularly in America, where black men were generally excluded from these Masonic fraternities. However, many individuals with less visible black ancestry were granted membership in white Freemasonry. Notably, the founders of the Boule, known as Sigma Pi Phi, often passed for white, having attended predominantly white institutions that barred black students at the time, ultimately earning doctoral degrees in medicine. Most Prince Hall Freemasons could not pass for white, although some of the less melanated have reached the higher ranks of the organization. Being a light-skinned member of Prince Hall Freemasonry, or a member who could easily pass for white, doesn't imply that they are passing for black. They are assumed black. However, the same could not be assumed about a Negro who joins white Freemasonry. Often, Prince Hall Freemasons gained prominence through their involvement in the church. The church provided a platform for men to establish.
Oh, they got their claws all in it, man. They all in there. On the damn.
Their reputations within their communities. At this time, the most influential men in so-called black communities were pastors. And in most cases, those pastors were Prince Hall Freemasons.
Hurt. All right, man. Y'all gonna have to go watch UB. Uriah Brandon. Y'all gonna have to go watch that brother, man. I ain't gonna keep on. I'm gonna watch this myself. You feel me? Like, we 27 minutes in, 27 minutes and 29 seconds in. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Y'all go check it out. It's frustrating, man, but he breaks it down because, I mean, the whole America is Egypt. You know, he has all the proof. We got all the proof in the world to show that we was here thousands of years before they claim some slave trade happened. We've been here. Again, y'all keep watching it, man. Me, I'm gonna go on ahead and shut it down. I don't want to do this whole thing, man. It's an hour and 43 minutes. You know, I kind of feel like I'm robbing them a little bit if I do that, but I will, do my part and share it. You feel me? That's what I'm doing right now. So y'all go and watch Boule, the white face of Black Power. That's a dope ass name. And it's by Uriah Brandon TV, UBTV. All right, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. I'm gonna have it on the Gunline podcast, and also the Melanated Earth Frequencies, Melanated Earth Frequencies. Y'all check that out. I have all those links in here. And yeah, man, do your research and take the time and think and actually look at this stuff, man, because they continue to try to tell us our past when it's still here. You can flip it to anything. You can flip it to music, and we have pictures. You can see it was us. You can flip it to a sport. You see, like, I was looking at a little young brother the other day, and he was talking about some, now, you gotta be, white people can't get into the football league because, it's a black league and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, bro, he was talking about, he just didn't understand because he's a young dude, you know what I'm saying? But he understand, like, they didn't let us play the quarterback position, man. He was saying, like, well, it's a lot of black quarterbacks now, but he don't understand. They told us we were dumb. That's why they wouldn't let us play quarterback. They said we weren't smart enough. But yeah, look around right now. Seem pretty smart to me. And then we take that shit over. But again, still don't own shit because my young nephew, I'm gonna call him nephew. He ain't my real nephew, but he is because we blood melanated. But what he didn't understand was, sure, we are all the athletes. We definitely the product. But that's where it stops at. And that's what hurts. So look, do your research. Gunline podcast. Melanated Earth Frequencies. And let's blow up, man. Let's blow up together, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to break some of this stuff down all the time, man. I may even do this in some chapters or something. You know what I'm saying? Come back to it. I know where I'm at. 27 minutes and 30 seconds in. 29 seconds in. So, all right, y'all. We out this thing. Peace.